And with that in mind, here's our list of 20 PlayStation games you absolutely must play in 2020 and beyond. First up, The Last of Us Part 2, in which Ellie takes centre stage as the most compelling story on PlayStation continues. Every Naughty Dog game is a big occasion. The studio always delivers technical brilliance, complex characters, and movie-quality performances, but as The Last of Us fans, having gone hands-on with next year's follow-up has left us assured and impatient. Part 2 is a sophisticated evolution of the gameplay that made the first game era-defining, with elegant improvements to movement and animation that filter into traversal and combat, and in turn into the constant tension that runs through the game's world. The Last of Us Part 2 is set for release on May the 29th, 2020.
Another big PlayStation exclusive on the way in 2020 is Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima. Sucker Punch have big PlayStation history, with a back catalogue that includes Sly Cooper and Infamous, but this is something very different. A cinematic revenge story set in a heavily researched recreation of 13th century Japan. An open world recreation at that. The game is about realising the fantasy of becoming a samurai in a gloriously detailed Japan full of bow trees and shimmering grass, with hero Jin Sakai learning a new ghost fighting style to make amends for the massacre of his people.
Also elegant, but in a less obvious way, is crunching sequel Doom Eternal. To the untrained eye, this might just seem like more Doom, but there's something else going on here. While 2016's reboot worked hard to capture the flow and feel of the original Doom in a modern FPS, Doom Eternal builds on the best bits of its predecessor to come up with something faster and fresher. It's still Doom, but Eternal leans into the resource-stripping combat that sees armor, ammo, and health pop from demonic enemies like golden coins, encouraging players into aggressive, spectacular showdowns that make the most of the game's complex, destructive arsenal. Doom Eternal is set for release on March the 20th, 2020.
The original Dying Light was an underrated gem that landed big with players, which has made Dying Light 2 one of the most anticipated games of 2020. This time we have a new protagonist in Aidan Caldwell, who, in case you were worried, still throws himself about using parkour, with the game's updated, expanded movement system now including a paraglider alongside slides, wall runs, and the grappling hook. Our new location is the city, 4 times larger than the original sizable map, but the real change is in how Aidan can affect the open world. Siding with or against different factions and carrying out objectives in certain ways will change not just the story, but the physical state of different parts of the city, giving your decisions weight and also giving you lots of reasons to replay.
Nioh was a big favourite here at Access, a blend of Soulsborne progression and exploration, with developer Team Ninja's trademark combat full of intricacies and challenges. Nioh 2 gives us even more, a deeper RPG thanks to custom character building and new yokai powers layered on top of the game's existing and already sophisticated weapons and abilities system. There are also new weapons, new enemies, and of course new boss battles, with a horde of ghoulish, flamboyant creatures waiting to be discovered once the game is released on March 13th, 2020.
With the big screen story now concluded, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga applies the LEGO formula to all 9 episodes in an all-new, all-encompassing adventure. It looks amazing! A hub world makes all 9 films accessible at any time, and each one features planets and characters from that film. It's like a giant, comprehensive toy box of all things Star Wars, which is exactly as it should be.
You heard it here first. We're going out on a limb and saying that we think Cyberpunk 2077 might be pretty good. There's the incredible pedigree of Studio CD Projekt Red, the creators of Access Forever favourite The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and there's the source material, the pioneering tabletop RPG by Mike Pondsmith, which provides the rich, vivid world of Night City. We've seen it running twice, and it looks like CD Projekt has pulled off off something incredible, with a game capturing the seedy tech noir world, packed with meaningful choices and variation that still looks and performs beautifully. Bring on April 2020.
With other superheroes proving it's absolutely possible to deliver brilliant comic book video games, and the Avengers themselves standing atop popular culture like an armoured Hulk, Marvel's Avengers makes total sense. The story makes sense too, set in a timeline where the unveiling of a second Avengers HQ has gone terribly, earth-scorchingly wrong. We're now 5 years in the future with superheroes outlawed and Kamala Khan trying to pull the team back together and uncover a possible conspiracy. What that translates into are two basic types of mission. Hero missions showcasing specific characters and their abilities, which form the single-player campaign, and Warzone missions, which can be played and replayed with up to 4 players total if you go online. You can reassemble Marvel's Avengers from the 15th of May 2020.
Going back to dystopic, tech-heavy futures, that's very much the basis of intriguing FPS-RTS blend Disintegration, which takes place in a future where human minds have been placed in robot bodies to solve the Earth's resource